I've been pondering over a recent factory tour down in the Midlands, ZF. They make chassis for high-end vehicles, and their automated production line was absolutely amazing. So it had a backup, so whatever the part of the automation part was making, and I can't remember off the top of my head, there was, if something happened, there was an immediate backup. Like right next to it, the machine just would flip to the B port and carry on production. The main aim was manufacturing had to keep going. It couldn't stop at all. If the backup failed, so the automated backup failed, there was hand tools to complete each job, and they were secured in a cabinet nearby. So if the backup failed, then they had a backup of the backup, which was a manual process to make sure that they continue to make their stuff. And that's impressive in itself. But the most impressive thing was they constantly practiced, constantly checked it to make sure it was working. It was a 24-hour site, so all 3 shifts, every little part of the process had a redundancy and a redundancy to the redundancy, and it was all practiced constantly, and it was seamless. Every week there was one part of the process that was practiced for it failing, etc., etc. Oh, and it was so impressive to see resilience built into the way the manufacturing business operated. And I can't help but think, when you think about the Heathrow Airport incident, where they had a fire in a substation and it brought the whole airport to a standstill. And I don't know the details, I have to confess. But if you've got redundancy built in to your power supply and it fails and it causes the whole airport to shut, is akin to a whole factory stopping. The question arises, have they practiced? Have they tested it? Yes, it's a redundancy, but have they tested the redundancy to ensure that it works and the business, in this case, the airport, can continue to function? Yeah, interesting from 2 different perspectives. So an airport, national infrastructure, you think they've had it switched on, but it looks like they didn't. Please tag them, I think this might be interesting.